Evening, everybody. I hope you've been keeping well and that this Wednesday is treating you as good as you wanted to. It has been a usual, typical kind of week here in Help Me to Parent headquarters, where we have been dealing with a lot of, I suppose, parenting situations and supporting parents to make changes at home, very much practical changes, which is what we want to do, to give you guys the skills to go and do things for yourselves and make those changes for yourselves that will actually have an impact on life at home for everybody. And it's it's interesting when you get feedback from people and they say like the difference that sometimes only the smallest little tweak can make to family life. Sometimes we don't need loads and loads and loads and loads of changes or drastic changes to make those little changes at home, or to have the biggest impact at home. So it's definitely worth, I suppose, paying attention to look at. Sometimes it's only those little things that we need to change to make things better. We were running our Empowering Learning course last Saturday in Dundalk, and it was a massive success. We had a number of children who came in, confidence, like I said last time, really, really low, leaving really high confidence in their ability, because they know that they're not stupid and that they have the ability to spell. It's just the system that they've been learning hasn't worked as well for them. So it is one of the most fascinating programs to run, and my favorite one of all, and I love it. So if you're interested in learning more, let me know. Drop me a line and I will get in touch. We've got a couple of questions today, and my book, Parenting My Pocket, Parenting Q&A Volume 2 is coming out in December, and it is now available for pre-order on Kindle via Amazon, and you can pre-order it on our website. Now, I know some people were having issues ordering it from the website, but we believe we've got that sorted. So if you want to go and try again, that'll be fantastic. And I told you about my NFT project, which is going to launch in November, hopefully. Well, what I'm going to do is everybody who pre-orders a book from the website, a signed book, they will be entered into a draw to win a free Face Painted Kid NFT. We were hoping to launch our website this week for that. So stay tuned. We'll share it with you and let you know. Got a couple of questions today. Let me see. Maria, evening, good to see you. It was a fantastic win for Liverpool at the weekend and last night too, and I'm doing well, thanks. And Caitlin's waiting on a bus to go for night 2 of Greece. Enjoy, Caitlin. I hope you have a great time. Right, let's crack into these questions. Question 1. My husband said that he would give up smoking at the start of the year as he felt he felt he didn't enjoy it anymore, and he wasn't able to run around and play with our 7-year-old son as well as he would like. I've been asking him for years to give up, but he always said it was too hard and he wasn't ready. I was delighted when he said that he wanted to quit and offered any help and support that I could. I consistently remind him how proud I am of him and how he is doing, and he seems to have more energy and want to do more things with our son. A couple of weeks ago, my son said to me in passing while we were driving that he saw Daddy smoking again and that he was sad to see this. I asked him when did that happen, and he said it was when I was at the shops. I have to admit, I was devastated and really hurt and upset. I told my son that I was happy he told me and left it at that, but now I don't know what to do with this information. I don't want my husband getting annoyed at our son when all he did was tell the truth, but at the same time, he's lying to all of us, and it's really hurtful. Have you any suggestions on what I should do or how I could go about changing this or addressing it? So we have a mum here who has found out that her husband has been lying through their son. And I completely understand her concern about not getting her son in trouble with her husband, because he has done nothing wrong. All he's done is just tell mum an observation and how he's actually feeling. You know, he's disappointed and sad that he's seeing Dad smoke again. And you've got your husband who is telling you that he's off them and that you've been encouraging him. So I think you're right. I think maybe it is okay for you to not say to your husband that you heard or this, that you had been told that he was smoking by your son. Keep your son out of it, because what you don't want is your son feeling like he has to hide anything from you, that daddy will go and give out to him, that you don't want your husband getting annoyed at him because, as you said, he's done nothing wrong. So absolutely keep him out of it. But I do think it's important that you address it, because it seems like it is a big enough frustration or disappointment for you that you actually want to do something about it. And I think this is something that's really important. There is something about a commitment, an external commitment to other people. And I've no doubt that if he turned around to you and said, look, I've been smoking the odd cigarette here and I'm finding it really, really difficult, the chances are you probably would offer him support, offer him help to try and get back on track. I suspect that you wouldn't just lambaste him, because that's just going to drive him into it a bit more. So maybe what you can do is say to him, look, I didn't know how to bring this up, so I've left it for a couple of weeks, but I noticed that there was a smell of smoke, and I'm wondering, have you been having the odd cigarette? I'm not blaming, I'm not looking for an argument, I'm not looking for, if you have, I just want to have a conversation with you about it so that we can try and get things back on track, because things have been going so well, you have been doing so well, and our son is telling me how much he's enjoying you playing with him and having more energy, and I am loving not having that smell of smoke around the place. I'm loving the fact that you are fitter, that we are maybe doing some more stuff together as a family, and that this is making life so much better for all of us. So if you have had the odd one, and I'm not finger pointing here, but if you have, maybe we can have a chat about, is there anything else that I can do or that we can do to help you get back on track, so that you're not struggling with this on your own, because we are a family and this is all something that impacts on us all and we all want to change it. The reason I would approach it like that is because it's a very kind of proactive, positive way to go about it. You're not blaming him, you're not accusing him of anything. You're just asking the question in terms of providing the support that he might need to actually get things back on track. Who knows, maybe he might turn around to you and say, no, I wasn't. And that might be where you can say, well, there was a very strong smell, and it is important for our family that we all lead healthy lives, and that's not, you've said that you're not on them, and that's okay. I believe you and I trust you, but there's still a smell of smoke. So maybe there is something that we need to kind of talk about. Or you might say, yeah, I need some help. Can I please have some help? And that's when you can actually sit down and look at, well, what help can I give you? And you guys go through that process together to try and get him the support that he needs to quit smoking. For some people, quitting smoking is extremely easy. For other people, it is extremely, extremely hard and challenging. So some people do need help and support. And there are, I know certainly in Ireland, I don't know about elsewhere, but I would assume it's the same. There are helplines, there are support groups, there is information that you can, or places you can go to get information and support to help you stay off the cigarettes. So that's the way I'd approach it. Then if he's saying, no, definitely wasn't, I definitely wasn't, and then you may have to look at, okay, do I have to keep an eye out, be more alert, and maybe have a conversation if it comes up again. Maybe it was a once off. Maybe what your son saw was just that one cigarette. Maybe took a couple of puffs and went, oh, this is awful, this is not for me. Maybe, we don't know. So maybe just try and get all the facts, try and get him to let you know what the truth is, and go from there. Okay, I need some water. Hello everyone, good to see you all. Jennifer, Louise, Amanda, Caitlin, it's great to see everybody joining in. Okay, question 2. My son, who is 10, is such a friendly kid. He absolutely adores being out with his friends, and it's all he can think about when he gets home from school. Trying to get him to do homework is a nightmare, but that's for another day. Send in a question around that. He arrived home the other day all excited as one of his best friends asked him if he wanted to come for a sleepover and that his mum didn't mind at all. This would be the first sleepover he has had since before the pandemic. This issue I have is that I know this friend's family are very anti-vaccination and none of them have had the vaccine. We've all got it in our house, and I think that everyone has a responsibility to do their bit to help everyone else. I get on really well with the boy's parents and they play together every single day of the week, but I just don't feel comfortable with him staying over in a house where no one is vaccinated and neither is my son given his age. He's so excited at the thought, and at the time I just said that I needed to think about it and that and talk to his dad too, and we would let him know. My husband is like me and doesn't feel comfortable, but are we being overprotective? The fact that they play together all the time is what makes me question whether to let him or not. We just don't know what to do. What a tough conundrum to be in. Like, there you are doing your bit, getting your vaccination, and people are fully entitled to their beliefs around whether vaccination is right for them or not. But there is as you said, there's a bigger kind of question here around helping other people. What I'd say to you is all you can do is the best for your little family. And if that means that you decide no, well, that's okay. If you change your mind in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time, in 2 months' time, in 2 years' time, that's okay too. But you're fully in your right to say no if it's not right for you guys. Yes, the kids play together. Absolutely. And if they are going to catch something off each other, that may be the case. And let's be honest, more and more stories are coming out where having a vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. And I think we need to be very aware of that. It doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. What it can do is prevent the severity of the virus that you get hit by. And I think that if the kids are playing together, they may have transferred it and you didn't experience the symptoms because you've been vaccinated. But when staying over in a household of family members who are all unvaccinated, there is a higher chance that your child could get the virus. It's just the reality of the situation. Now, your child's friend may not have got the virus, may be absolutely fine and may never get the virus, and yet the whole family could get it. Who knows? Because that has been happening. I know of many families where one or two have not, one or two family members have not got it, well, 3 or 4 of the others have. So that's really odd. But by your child staying over in the house, then he's increasing the chances of him potentially getting the virus. And I'm assuming you don't want him to get it, you don't want to get it, and your husband doesn't want to get it. Or if there's any other kids around, or grandparents who you spend time with. So ultimately, I would say, like you said, you have a good relationship with the mum. Maybe have a chat with her and say, look, I know you don't mind my son going for a sleepover, but we're just not comfortable. And you guys are fully entitled to, not, to get not, I don't mind that you guys don't want to get vaccinated. That's absolutely fine with me. But we just we are pro-vaccine and we just don't want our son staying and going for sleepover because of that. I'm sure you understand, and have that conversation if you feel that that's something that you can have, where you have that relationship with the mum and she would go, completely get it. That's no problem at all. If you don't have that relationship, then you can just say to your son, we're not comfortable with you going on a sleepover right now. And he'll be disappointed, but he'll survive. He'll be okay. And there will be other sleepovers in the future. And maybe that family will change their mind. Maybe they won't, but maybe they will. And it's just one of those things that we can't worry about the future right now. All we can do is take care of ourselves in the here and now and do the best thing that we can for our families right now without putting ourselves under undue pressure. And if you feel that there will be pressure, if you feel pressure right now, well then don't do it. Just don't do it. There's no point. Okay guys, I have plugged my battery in, but for some reason it's not charging. So before the battery dies, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining in. I hope you have a lovely week. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great week. Chat to you soon. Goodbye.